Well, here Tyler's back with my Raw review for August 4th, 2025. The fall show from SummerSlam. And it actually was good for once finally. Because, you know why? Seth Rollins is back and he's World Heavyweight Championship again. Love to see that. It was in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. They show what happened at SummerSlam where CM Punk defeated Gunther and then Seth Rollins cash in Money to Bank, and then they show, Cody Rhodes defeating Cena, and that led to Brock Lesnar returning to F5 John Cena, which I'm not sure about this Brock Lesnar return because although it was revealed that he was cleared by WWE to come back, it's still going to be the most controversial moment of the year to bring him back because, again, the man is overstaying his welcome. That's literally all I have to say, really. But who cares about him? We got Seth Rollins coming to the ring, the new World Heavyweight Champion, with Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. Reed still has Roman Reigns' sneakers, by the way. It's still hilarious. They get in the ring, Rollins embrace Heyman, and then there was CM Punk chants, and Heyman says, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman," with the crowd boo him, which is hilarious. And Heyman says, "Now the point, I will be introducing you to champ, OTC Roman Reigns," but then there's an OTC chant coming up. But he introduces, Seth Rollins as the new World Heavyweight Champion. There was more CM Punk chants. And Rollins smiles, and the crowds that was booing a moment start singing to his theme, and Rollins shout out Brooklyn, shame on you. The crowd boos that. And then, he back on me after I said, "You who turn your back on me, I won the main event of WrestleMania." Well, night one, really. And then another CM Punk chant comes in, and then Rollins says, "Shame on every person who turned their back on him." And then Ellen, and he says, Rollins remind everyone that he always has a plan B. The plan B was top secret. And then he says he's a visionary, a revolutionary, and then LA Knight comes out. They talk about what happened at Saturday's main event. This led to a match between the two because it's a Raw GM Bold Eagle. And by the way, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker were banned from ringside. There was unfinished business there, and yeah. And then the Judgment walks in. They show what happened as Dominic and JD and mostly that. Anyways, and then she just walks up to Mysterio and Styles says she's not gonna slap Mysterio, and there's that. And then Dominic ran into Dragon Lee for some fucking reason. But anyways, we got Sheamus versus Rusev. This match, unfortunately, isn't a double counter, but let the feud go, because honestly, you can't have another finish between the two, but yeah. Still, and they kept brawling throughout the backstage, by the way. It was a way to keep the feud going, but unfortunately, it's not going to continue till next time out, because, spoilers, Rusev's fighting Sami Zayn next week. Still, 3 out of 5 will give the match. Then I showed earlier, the New Day is still moaning was appeared by Grayson Waller and asked, where were they last week? And then he ran into Penta, and then this led to a match between the two. Penta defeats Grayson Waller. fine. Penta's not gonna lose the fucking race to Waller. 2.5, I'll give it. Anyways, then there was a video about Charlotte talking about her loving the business on the WWE Unreal thing, which I am almost done with that. I have 2 episodes left to watch, so there's that. They talk about Brock Lesnar return, received 75 million social media viewers, and there's that. And then Charlotte and Alexa comes out, the women's tag titles. I forgot they're still like floating around each brand, but whatever. They actually did cut a really good promo during it, you know. And then Roxanne and Raquel comes out. This led to a rematch between them. But thank God Charlotte and Alexa Bliss retain against Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Again, can we please just get the women's tag team titles away from the fucking Judgment Day vortex? You know, it wasn't as good as their SummerSlam match, but still, 3 out of 5 I'll give it. Anyways, then Io Sky was with the Kabuki Warriors, and then Rhea walked over and asked Sky for a moment, and then basically says, Rhea, you are never going to beat me, yada yada yada, and then for some reason, Rhea, oh god, not her again, Jesus Christ. Io's gonna get a rematch next week. Keep Rhea away from the title picture, okay? They talk about, you know, Bayley inadvertently costing Lyra the Women's Intercontinental Champion. They were talking backstage, and there's that. And then Dominic defeats Dragon Lee. There were too many El Grande Americanos. What the fuck is this? It was one. It was mostly because of that bullshit. And then AJ Styles comes out. AJ Styles comes out and the feud continues, I assume. And then, you know, as I said before, you know, Sami Zayn gets interviewed, and then the Sheamus Rusev feud brawl continues on, you know. And then Becky Lynch comes out. You know, she said, you know, ding dong, Lyra's gone, and Lynch says Lyra Valkyria will get no more opportunities at the opportunity as long as she's the champion. And then now it's time to open the floor to new competitors, and then Nikki Bella comes out. Why is this Becky's next challenger? Seriously, why? You know, Lynch says to Nikki was to be on her whole got caught, and Lynch reached exactly beyond. And it was like, oh, I was like, what? And then Becky just punches Nikki Bella, but then she didn't name drop John Cena from her. I was like, oh shoot. Yeah, weird. And then Byron Saxton's backstage with Naomi. You know, she calls her shot, and then Ego gets the rematch, like I said. Then Stanley Fakir walks up, and you know, Naomi has a weird promo afterwards that I don't know what the fuck was that really. Anyways, Becky Lynch was walking backstage before she was confronted by Natalia and Maxine, and then saying what Lynch did, and then Natalia challenged her to a match, and then Lynch agrees, but with Dupree, and I don't fucking understand that, really. And then finally, for the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins defeats LA Knight by disqualification. Because CM Punk, I mean, the match was actually a little better than our Saturday Night's main event match. At least it was longer this time. But I kind of had a feeling that CM Punk was going to interrupt this match, and he did. It doesn't matter anyways, because Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker causes havoc to the both of them, and that's how Raw ends. Yeah. 2.5 I'll give it. You know, a C plus I'll give it. Not the best Raw. Yeah, Raw. But there's that really. I'll do the Peanuts review, and then some point later this month I'll probably do it this Saturday. The top 10 worst WCW matches ever, and some of them are like the most ridiculous stipulated matches ever. And you probably understand why. And there's that. And in episode 89 of Showdown, going into No Forgiveness, there's one more live after that. And then Thursday, my Saturday channel, subscribe, click the notification bell, you will see WCW Bash to the Beach 1997, and there's that. Like this video, comment below, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, and there's that. Bye-bye.